Alright, got some beer mail today from the Dean's List. What do we got? We got Deliverance, Tart Vanilla Brown. We got the Double Trouble, which is a Belgian double, it looks like. It is Old School. It says keeps it real simple. We got his barley wine. We got Punching Judy, which is an extra special bitter. And this guy, the DKN. Really looking forward to trying these. I'm gonna get these guys in the fridge and hopefully have one ready for Homebrew Wednesday later. Yeah, so stay tuned. Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. I know I'm a little late. It's actually technically Thursday now. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Those things were pretty busy yesterday. And actually, I was waiting for this, because otherwise I normally record these on Tuesday nights. But Mike from the Dean's List sent me a nice 6-pack of his beers. So I'm going to try one tonight. And this one is the Old School. So let me get closer to the camera, so you guys can see the lovely work that he has here. Look at that. He's got a nice label on there. Old school cassette tape, as we used to remember them. And got a cool little cap on there. Yeah, there you go. So, let's see what we got here. It says, Old School keeps it simple. 2-row and Caramel 30. Backed up by a whole bunch of Citra and Simcoe. An ounce of Magnum in the early boil blends incredibly nicely to tie it all together. So sit back, crack this bad boy, and let it take you back to where IPAs all began, the Dean's List. As I would say, I've definitely, I love Citra. I've used Magnum plenty of times for bittering. I've never used Simcoe, so it should be interesting. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, nice hiss on that. Give it a pour. That's probably off the keg, actually. I don't see anything in there. Going all in. Oh, look at that. That is a beautiful looking beer. You got there, Mike. Crystal clear, nice golden color. Try to get a little closer. I got my phone faced the other way, so I can't really see what I'm showing you guys, but yeah, got about a finger head there, just a little less. It's got nice tight bubbles on it. And it's got sort of that upside down snowstorm effect going in there, so plenty of good carbonation. Definitely looks like it's sticking around for a while. It's got a nice nice lacing there going around the glass here, and it's sort of like a nice pillowy head. I don't know, it's starting to dissipate, looks like, but hey, that's a beautiful looking beer, man. Oh yeah, there's the hops. That's pretty much most of what I'm getting here, I think. I could definitely smell that Citra. You know, that sort of grapefruit notes that Citra brings. I can't really pick out, like I said, I've never used Simcoe, so I'm not sure what that's like, so I guess we'll find out anyway. It's great. Let's dig in. Cheers. Oh, that's awesome. You know, when I think Citra, because I've done a couple of Citra beers before, I'm looking for that citrus, the grapefruit, right up front. But the Simcoe, I need to read up on this to see what this is bringing to the table. But I don't get the grapefruit, you know, first and foremost. It's in there. It's intermingled with the other hops that are here. But that's a great combination, man. That tastes great. Love it. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to take my time with the other ones that you brought. I got them all sitting in the kegerator right now. If I can hold out, we'll have one on the Homebrew Wednesday for next week too. That's awesome. It's a great beer, very good job, very clean, very smooth. So thanks again. What do we have for this week? Well, other than the awesome beer mail I got from Mike, the Dean's List, check him out, by the way. He's got a great channel. He's been putting updates up there every week. He's probably been doing Homebrew Wednesdays probably about as long as I have. Problem is, I took a couple of years off of doing them, so I think his numbers are in the hundreds already. I'm still barely, I think I'm barely hitting 30. I think actually today is 30. Now that I think about it, so yeah, got a little catching up to do on the video end of things, but I think we've been starting to brew about the same time, Mike and I. I started brewing back in the end of 2011, so Mike, you'll have to let me know when you started, but I know we've done a couple of SJ4 challenges together, and you have the electric setup, which actually is the other point that I wanted to talk about. So I made the decision to go electric. So my current setup right now is propane. It is a great system. It's single tier. It's got the pumps and everything, and it's a great, you know, sort of graduation from what I was doing before in the cooler, and even before that doing the extract kits. So I really enjoyed the sort of journey that this hobby has taken me. But I think I want to go electric. I've seen some guys that have done the electric brewing over the years. Just to name a couple of people, I know there's a ton of them out there. Mike, you have a great setup, I've seen. Tony Yates, Wally's putting one together right now. And so, you know, there's just a lot of really cool looking setups out there. And, you know, I just want to get into something where it's going to be a little more consistent, especially with the mash in my case. So I did get something in the mail this week from Spike Brewing. They offer financing, otherwise I wouldn't have done this because I'm not quite ready to go all electric with the investment that it takes to get all the pieces until this summer. So I did get some things from them on their payment plan, so that's helped me get started. Now if I can get all of my you know, sort of ducks in a row this summer, which is the plan, I can go and get all my pieces for my control panel and all the little odds and ends that I would need. I'm going to need a new table probably, because what I want to do is I want to take the old stand, sell it as a full system for the next person that wants to upgrade into that type of a system. I plan on selling everything with it, selling the stand, the kettles, the pumps, you know, you name it. It's all right there. It's all one piece, and this way somebody can plug and play it and start right off the bat. So I'm basically starting over again, essentially, with all the pieces. And let me show you what I have so far. So I'm going to take another sip here real quick. So that'll last me for a few more minutes, and then we'll come back to here for a conclusion. But first, let me show you what we got. So, oh, you know what? Before we get to that, real quick. So this is actually the last day. In fact, it is now time to do this. So we've been slowly ramping up the Munich Helles. 2 degrees a day until we get to 68, which is going to be today. And there goes the heater. So now that we're at 68, we're going to let it stay at 68 probably through the weekend. And then what we'll do is, once I hit probably Monday, because I work all weekend, so this actually kind of works. So we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's what, 4 days where it'll sit at the 68 for the full diastole rest here. And then we'll go ahead and transfer it over probably a keg and go ahead and start lagering it. So here's the old setup that I'll continue to brew with until I have everything new for the electric setup. Works great, like I said. I don't know, I'll have to figure out what a fair price is for this. I'm not looking to make any money on it, of course. It has gotten probably, what, 2-3 years of use out of it. I've done, you know, a dozen or so probably brews on it now. 12, 15, something like that probably. Great setup, works really well. Excellent beers have come off of this. Like I said, for me, I want to move to electric. So here's what I got in from Spike Brewing. These all came in just the other day. So here's my 3 new vessels. They're still the 15-gallon kettles. Basically what this is this configuration is what they have on the Spike system, minus the actual, you know, the full system. I just wanted the kettles the way that they had them set up, because I did like how they had them set up. and then I'll be putting together my own panel. So I got as much as I could from them, because they're, you know, Ben over there, these guys have made a great product. I've used them for years, and I love what they have. These are the version 3. So this is the, just show you real quick, these are the version 2 kettles. Actually, there's the version 1. So I've now tried them all, I think. So the version 1 kettle, you know, he's got that old dog picture on there, right? Again, sorry for the lighting. But the downside to the 1 and 2, to me, is it didn't have the gallon etchings on it. I didn't opt at the time to get the sight glasses, but I do use a measuring stick, so that's how I know how much is in there. The new ones, these are the version 3s. So I opted to get the sight glasses on them. And the cool thing with these is on the inside, they have the etchings on there, so no more measuring stick. But anyway, this is the hot liquor tank. So we got your drain at the bottom, you got the Hermes coil pieces here in the middle, and then the recirc at the top. And it just has the tube there, and there's the Hermes coil, and then there's your element. Stainless steel element. And what I like about the all these fittings, they're all push to connect. So let me see if I can show you real quick here, because I don't have this thing fully assembled really yet. But basically, you have a gasket in there, and they're just a push fitting. You just take the fitting there and you just push it in. There we go. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of force, so that's a good thing. You don't want it to pop out on you. But I don't have the Hermes coil fully really in there. I mean, it is mostly in there, but I didn't push it all the way in. But that's one of the things I liked about it. The other thing I liked about it is I've seen a few others doing their electric setups, and they have these boxes on the sides of the kettles. What Spike has done is they have a, what is that? I guess it's a 1.5 inch tri-clamp fitting on there. And so the element goes in, there's just a gasket in there, and then this just, this here just clamps on. Makes it real easy. There's not a whole lot going on back here. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't really take up a lot of space. And then the cables that I got from them, they're the twist lock cables here. So you just plug them in like so and turn it, and it locks into place. Makes it pretty easy, so works for me. Next one that we have is the mash tun. So very similar to what I have now, just have the drain at the bottom and the recirc port at the top. Nothing real fancy here. It comes with the side tube, so I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep that or if I'm going to use the recirc manifold that I use currently, which I really like. It's actually right down here. I really like this thing. This is from SS Brewtech. Works really well for recirculating, so I'll either continue using this, or maybe my first brew I'll try that and see the differences. But those are my options. And then there's their false bottom. I actually like their new false bottom better than the one I have now. The one I have now, it has the holes poked into it. In fact, I'll show you these. So these are the slotted pieces here. And then over here in my current mash tun, see, it's a mesh. It works well. It's a little bit of a pain to clean out when the grains get stuck in those little holes, and you have to like use a jet setting on the hose to get them out. But it works really well. So I like to see that these guys have made a different design. I do like the new design with the slots. I think that's going to work a lot better. I think it's probably going to have a lot less grains getting stuck in them. So, and then finally the boil kettle. You know, basically just a drain and then a whirlpool port. And there's your sight glass. Nothing real fancy in here. There's the element, and then there's the two ports. So, oh, and there's the hole back down there is for the temperature sensor once I get those. And the same thing goes for the hot liquor tank. There's one in the back for that as well. And then, so what I had Spike send me was these quick disconnect fittings. So nothing is Teflon taped yet. They're just loosely put in here just to make sure I have all the pieces. But I bought these from them. So currently I use the cam locks, but I'm going to try this out. This is just the one-handed, way to get them onto the kettle. I figure I'd give them a try. So if I don't like them, I can always go back to my cam locks, but at least I have this. So this is the for the hoses, right? So I got a whole bag of them. Oh, and they also sent me a shirt. And there's some tubing they sent me. I got the wires, and they also were nice enough to send me some barkeeper's fen and some brewery wash. Actually, a couple of them here to get me started. So thanks, Ben, for sending all this awesome equipment. Of course, I'm paying for it. This is not an endorsement or anything, but it's just it's excellent. I can't wait until everything comes together. I'm going to probably get the panel and all the pieces from the panel from the electric brewery from Cal. I've been talking to him already, trying to work out just make sure I get everything I need from there, which includes the temperature probes, all the wires, and the panel. Now, I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do the DIY kit because it saves me almost $1,000. But it's been a while since I've done electronics, so I'm a little worried about it, but I've seen other folks do it, and I think I'm going to probably give it a try. My beer is still here. So it's warmed up. Last 5 or 10 minutes I've been yapping. It's probably the longest Homebrew Wednesday I've had in a while. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's still really nice. Now that it's warmed up a little bit, everything kind of rounded out a little bit, it seems like. I really like it. It's really good. Again, Mike, thank you for the excellent beers. I'm going to definitely try to take my time with these, and I will see everybody next week. So have a happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody, and cheers.